PRB.
We can sit down.
Performance Review Board. You've never been to a PRB. They suck, don't they? Yeah. So first advice I can give you about PRBs, don't give us reason to make you go to one. You know, so that kind of makes sense. That being said, there's a lot of reasons we can take you to a PRB, Performance Review Board, because the first and foremost, the most common one is academics. Okay, you know, your grades aren't up to par or whatever. Usually through your freshman year, we kind of skip the PRB process because 90% of the time, if we're going to take you to a PRB for academics, it's going to be a warning or probation is going to come out of it. And, you know, there's no point in wasting all the time on the PRB because the PRB is a lot of paperwork. So much. So we try to get it done as fast as possible. So try to avoid that whole process because it's a lot of paperwork for you, it's a lot of paperwork for us. But a lot of things that can happen with PRB. 5 actions come out of it. Anyone know what those actions are? Come on, there's 111. Don't forget. So what? Leave of absence. What's the leave of absence?
Don't get any money.
That's right. We mess with your money. We take it away from you. So that's not a preferred method, obviously, because hey, we all like getting paid. What's another one?
Probation.
Probation. What's probation?
Like a worst warning. It's like your second warning.
It's a second warning, or it's an or else situation. It's like, get your act together, or else. You know, we are going to recommend you for disenrollment or leave of absence, and I just gave you another one. So what's another one?
Disenrollment.
Disenrollment, right? What's that one? Pack your
You're
bags, have a good one. We'll recommend you for separation. That on the disenrollment, that being said, disenrollment goes up to who? Secretary of the Navy if you're a scholarship. College program? CO. I'll give you right now, if you're a college programmer, we're probably not going to go through the paperwork and everything of a PRV for you. Either you meet the standards or you don't. It's as simple as that. I can't really make it any more blatant. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Scholarships, we got to go through a lot more stuff because now money's involved, and you know, when money involved, it's always harder. So we got probation, leave of absence, disenrollment. What's another one? Warning, right? Pretty much warning is like, hey, get your act together. And then no action? Nothing, right? It's a preferred method, but I can guarantee you it's not going to happen. Unless, like, you're a week from commissioning. Okay, so what you need to know about PRB is that when it happens, you're going to get notified of a PRB. When you get notified that you're going to have a PRB, you're going to get told who's on the board. So it's going to be the staff. It could be any military officer. Generally, it is the staff, but you can challenge anyone who's on your board for cause. That being said, what that means is that if you think that this person can't be objective because they hate me, or they were always mean to me, or whatever, you know, you can say, hey, I challenge that person for cause, which means you don't want them on your board. So we'll go from there. From there, you have 5 days to conduct the board, which we'll go into. We'll ask a bunch of questions. You can write statements. You can call character witnesses. A lot of work to go through. Okay. Once the PRB is done, we're going to make a recommendation to the CO. CO has the final decision about what he's going to do. Either he'll follow the recommendation or he'll return the recommendation and go some other method. Okay. But after it, we have 5 days to write all the paperwork and then get everyone to sign it. Okay. The magic number is 5. 5 business days. Okay. After you get it signed within 5 business days, we have 5 business days now to submit it to the CO. All right. After the CO submits it, after it's submitted to the CO, he has 5 days to review it and make what he's going to decide what he's going to do. And then if he decides to forward it up to OD for disenrollment, we have 5 days to get it down to OD. And then it only goes 5 days more. And then it goes up to the Secretary of Navy, and it's just a great time. Right? Awesome. So first recommendation, first advice I give you about PRB, what's that? Yeah, don't give us reason to take you to one. Are there any questions on PRB? I know you guys seen it, heard it a lot. I don't want to waste your time discussing what a PRB is. Any questions on that? Great, fantastic. We're going to switch gears right now, okay? So, who knows what the rod is? Great, like 9 of you. All right, what is the rod? Who raised their hand? Mr. Walker, what's the rod? You can stay sitting down. Oh, sure.
Sir, the ROD is basically the rule book for naval ROTC. It has all the regulations, all the rules, everything top to bottom.
Yeah, exactly, right. That's what we go by the staff. So whenever you guys have a question like, hey, can I take calculus at my local community college? The answer is no, because the ROD says you can't. And that's where we're going to go every time. So to kind of teach you guys what to do, if you guys have a question about something to kind of save us time and save you time, right, we're going to do this. And I'm going to show you exactly where to go to get this. So first, Google. Hey, all right. Believe it or not, like 90% of the time you guys come to ask me for questions, I Google it. And every staff member does. Like, I'm not joking. That's not very funny. It's serious. So, here we go. First thing, NSTC. Google NSTC, okay? Enter. Oh, look at that. Naval Service Training Command. Who are they? Our bosses, that's right. People we work for. Alright, they're the ones who make you into officers. Okay? Here they are, down in Pensacola. Lovely, isn't it? Okay, so you're going to come over here to other links. It's going to drop down like this. You're going to come all the way down to NSTC directives. Okay? Great. Ooh, look at that. I was there. Man, oh man, look at that. Click here for NSTC manuals. So guess what? Click. Alright, look at that. Regulations for officer development. That's you. Officer development. Rob. And then bam. Whole thing comes up about, hey, check this out. You know, it's not supposed to look there. So look at all things. Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man, just like what, 1,000 pages? I don't even know.
Lieutenant Virgil, just out of curiosity, what if you just Googled the name of it?
I don't know. I've never tried it that way.
I mean,
There you go.
that's the easier way, right? So,
It works. This is the way that I do it. So, but I'm sure you can Google regulations for officer development. Stuff. The latest one for you is, I don't know why I think this. So the latest one is to you is 2 alpha. So the 1533.2 alpha. Remember 2 alpha, 17 July 2015. Alright, that's the latest one. Anything before that, ignore it because it's wrong. Alright, next thing, where is the control button in there? Control F.
He's the Apple.
D, F, that's the FN?
no,
The one with the Apple.
Okay.
You want to be.
Fine. Control fine. I don't want
Oh,
it.
you want it in the window, okay. Here, it's
This is why Apple sucks. I don't want that. I want to do control F.
What do you want? Oh, you want fine.
Yeah, that's
That's
what
what
it
you
says.
want.
Okay, so if you ever need anything to do, you can take control find and be like, look, academic.
I understand my iPhone.
And then look, oh man, academic program requirements, check that out. And then you click it, oh man, NOTC academic program requirements, look at that. So, anytime you guys come to us about academic program requirements, I bet the answer's in here. This is where I'm gonna look when you guys come to ask me these questions. So, first thing I'm gonna talk about, there's been kind of an area of confusion amongst the juniors and seniors, and I'm gonna clear this up for the freshmen and sophomores too, because it's going that way. You have to take an American military history, national security policy class, and you have to take a world culture, religious studies program, okay? You have to. That being said, in our own local instruction, all right, the 1533.1, we have all the applicable requirements. If you want to know those classes that you can take, come find us, we'll pull it up, we'll send it out to you, or I'll give it to you and be like, hey, these are the classes that meet these requirements, take it. Alright, that's for all the Navy options. Marine options, they have their own requirements, we'll look at that in a second. Alright, so here we go. Conveniently, there's a whole thing about calculus. So, state 21, specified courses, here we go. Calculus and physics. We beat you into that, this is why we beat it into you, because you can see it is very, very, very long. Look at that, calculus, physics, calculus, physics, calculus, physics. Oh man. Look at that, calculus physics. Okay, Navy College program students, there's a whole other beast if you go advanced standing. Alright, here's what we generally go by based on if you're going to go. So look, you're a scholarship in Navy. Oh, you have to take 6 credit hours, 2 classes of calculus. Same with English, 150, 250. Alright, physics, there you go. American history and national security policy, you only have to take 1 3-credit course, okay? 1 3-credit world culture and regional studies. Perfect. College program advanced standing? Yeah, it's over here. See, this is what we use to decide. So based on whatever program you're in, so if you're a scholarship under Marines, look, you don't have to take calculus or physics, lucky you. But they say with a little plus, advised to make student competitive for Navy scholarship. Well, you already have a Marine Corps scholarship, I don't know why you need to be competitive for Navy scholarship, but hey, whatever. But yeah, this is all just recommended. So but the circles are what you have to take, okay? If you want to commission one day, you have to do this stuff, okay? Do you want to commission?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great, do this stuff. Simple, right? Yeah, it's actually a lot harder than it sounds, but hey. Alright, this is just to give you guys that whenever you have any questions, go find the rod first, look it up. If you can't find it in the rod, then come talk to us, and then I'll help you find it. Okay? From now on, whenever you're going to come to one of us about a question that I know is in the rod, I'm going to ask you, did you look at the rod? And if you say no, I'm going to send you away, and I'm going to make you look it up. Why do you think we want you to look stuff up? Mr. Anderson.
So we learn it for ourselves?
That's right, you can learn it for yourself. There's another reason. Mr. Johnson used to know.
Sir, so we don't waste your time?
Okay, I like that one.
That's what you're gonna do as an officer, sir.
What?
That's what you're gonna do as an officer.
That's right, you're gonna get 1,000 questions that come across your desk that you're not gonna know. Alright? Every day, even here, even at my last command, I had no idea half the things that came across my desk. I was like, who did counseling with me today? Right? How many times did I pull up the rod? Like each year's, right? I was like, yeah, you gave me a question, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, hold on. Alright, yeah, okay, here it is, right here. So yeah, you can do that, or no, you can't do that. Alright? So you're gonna have to do that. It gets challenging though when you become an officer and you got like 9,000 different instructions to reference, but you're gonna have to look it up. Okay? Because when you're out in the Navy, if you go to your department head, or the Marine Corps, if you go to your department head and say, hey, like I have a question on this, he's like, look, I got a department to run, get out of my hair. Like, go figure it out yourself. Message to Garcia, even though I hate Garcia. What? It's an old book. So it's just my personal opinion. Any questions on that? Comments, concerns, questions, gripes, complaints? Fantastic, thanks guys. Do you have anything?
No, I just gotta talk real quick. Alright, CEO wanted me to put this out. Alright, you guys are talking about, you guys are breaking up into groups today, talking about sapper stuff, right? You read some case studies that have happened, just basically people talking about things that happened to them during their stint in the military, right? The biggest problem we still have, and you'll notice throughout all of them, almost every single one of the stories you'll read today or talk about in your groups, alcohol is involved, right? Just keep that in mind. So, we have a new, excuse me, alright, Admiral Richardson, he's the new boss man, right? So, I know we just came out with this brand new bystander intervention to the fleet that everybody loves and everybody, like, it actually is, everybody actually genuinely enjoys taking that training, especially in comparison to a lot of the other trainings, right? But we're going to switch it up again because he doesn't like the idea of bystander. He doesn't like the word. Doesn't like it, right? He says that it, and I quote from his thing right here, right? He has 5 new initiatives to help end the scourge of sexual assault in our Navy. The first one is a shipmate is not a bystander. I don't think that's what they meant in the initial idea of what bystander intervention to the fleet meant, but he doesn't like that word, so we're getting away from it, right? He's saying if you see something wrong, do something right, right? Well, it's all of your responsibility to do something right if you see something that's incorrect, right? We're going to actually, the new system is going to be called Chart the Course. Stand by for that. I'm figuring out how to get myself some training on it, so I can give all of you training on it. I have a feeling it'll be a whole lot like bystander intervention training, which is good, right? Because you guys like that training instead of simply outside the fleet. Right, they're also going to establish some counselors within the fleet family support centers to help people out. We're going to improve our personnel management practices and procedures. Following a sexual assault experience, to ensure our sailors are put in the best positions where they can, get help, succeed, move forward, have support. All right. We're going to continue our efforts to cut down on drug and alcohol abuse. Right, because as we all know, drinking lowers your inhibitions. Right, you start doing stuff that you would never normally do in a today's situation, and you can put yourself in some really, really bad situations, and horrible things can happen. And we're also going to better utilize technology to remove cultural barriers and stigmas associated with reporting a sexual assault or seeking advice. All right, so these are the 5 things that he wanted to do. So that's what we're going to do because he is the boss man in the Navy, right? He tells us all what to do, and we march on with those orders, right? So with that today, like I said, you guys are going to break up in smaller groups. I think we're breaking up by platoon.
Yes, sir.
Platoon and staff. You guys are going to be in your own little platoon, right? And the whole idea is to talk, garner a conversation, have a legitimate conversation about these things. You know, like how you feel about it. You know, if you were in this situation, you know, how you would react, what you think would stand in people's way, and how as officers, future officers, right, you guys can break down these things so that the people under your command, right, because you all have people under your command at some point in time, can come and talk to you about these things. Another common theme you'll hear throughout this stuff, and some of these are from a long time ago, so the barriers, while some of them have been removed, they're not completely removed, is they didn't feel like they could tell anybody. Right? They didn't feel like anyone would actually care or listen. Well, as future officers, it's your job to do exactly that, right? Hopefully, you know, it's your job to make sure that, you know, that kind of stuff never happens, but you can't be everywhere all the time. You can't stop everything that's going to happen, but you guys can be in a position to make sure that, hey, these people trust me, they can come talk to me, they can tell me what's going on, right? Any questions, comments, concerns? Nothing? There's probably go.
Alright, we're gonna break up into platoons. Where are the platoon commanders at? Stand up. Alright, first platoon, you're gonna be up here. Second platoon, you're gonna be in the back. Third platoon, you're gonna be over here.
Could you give that sheet there to, I don't think George has Peterson's filled it out yet, so make sure he gets it.
You're welcome.
Peterson hasn't filled it out, so get it to him.